Well, okay now. It's time to show you how you cut up a yuca. I'll show you. I will show you. Must be possible. Must be. I can't even see the screen though. I'll do it this way then. I think that gives you a view. Well, this is a yuca. In Espanol, it's a yuca. You may know it as a cassava. And I already took all the mud and the outer skin off. I'm taking the inner skin off. And this is about as exciting as it's ever going to get. The goal is to get to the white flesh and take out down the center is basically what you would call wood. So the thing about yuca is you can cook it, and I cube it pretty fine because I don't have good teeth, and it doesn't matter how many times you reheat your soup or whatever you put it in. It maintains its integrity structurally. Who knows? This is an important food crop. A lot of protein. In other countries, like in Africa and a bunch of other countries, and I've tried it too, the leaves of the cassava, yuca, are excellent protein. Fantastic. There's only one downside to this plant, and that is cyanide. And like once I'm done taking out the bad parts, it's very inexpensive, by the way. Once I take out the bad parts, then I cube it up and boil it, and then I dump the water out. I cube it pretty fine. I dump the water out into the ground, and that gets rid of supposedly a good amount of the cyanide. And I mean, people aren't dying wholesale from this. The leaves have a lot more cyanide, but they have a lot of protein and a real weird mix of vitamins, you know? I mean, overall, there's entire cultures surviving on the leaves of this plant. I have a recipe from an Indonesian source where they mix this with, you know, coconut, pulverized coconut or something like that, and just a whole list of spices. And I cooked leaves one time, and I ate part of what I cooked, and then I got paranoid about the cyanide and everything. But um, basically, if you cook the leaves, they look kind of like marijuana leaves. Actually, I have a plant growing in my yard now, and I had a guy that would sell me his leaves, a farmer, and you cook them down, you drain the water, and you get a sort of neutral flavor. and a neutral texture too. They don't turn into slime or anything, but they're not like amazingly appealing. But you mix the right things with it, you know, some peanut butter and I don't know what else. I'd have to look up the recipes. It's a pretty cool recipe. The same way I put the Yuca roots in my sopa. Well, the thing is, everything you're seeing here, I paid a grand total of a couple dollars for. I mean, seriously, you get at least two of these. Well, the roots started out longer. These are already, I broke them up somewhat. And, but yeah, we're talking about a couple dollars, a few dollars. And by the time you're done carving, you have to cut out like these veins. And there's the wood that goes down the middle right there. There's a little branch sticking out. Believe me, you end up with cuts on your hand by the time you're done with these. See, this one has like a whole, I don't know, half a centimeter from the skin here. Has to be carved off because it's, I don't know what it is. It doesn't look good though. You want just plain white. And at the price, you can afford to get rid of the ugly parts if it looks all veiny like this does. And then later on when I get to it, and I may stop the video before that, but you end up slicing them down the middle to where you kind of line up these two spots where the central core is, because that's a wooden thing. And I'll tell you, when you're chewing your dinner, the wood is unappealing. It's like having toothpicks in your dinner. So you have to be kind of ruthless in what you throw out. I'll take borderline parts of it where it's kind of veiny like this, but uh, edible. I ignore dirt and bugs and stuff like that because I'm living in a primitive kind of place and climate and everything. And I don't mind if I eat. Like the rice, you know, when I cook the rice, some of the rice is pretty poor, poorly sorted or whatever you call it. And there's these foreign seeds in it and floating dead rice grains. And I mostly just cook it and skim off whatever floats while I'm starting it. But I eat whatever comes out because I'll tell you what, our ancestors, yep, our ancestors, uh, after I peel these, I put them in water because this is a big job and I'm just beginning. And if I keep them immersed in water, then they kind of stay how they are. They won't oxidize. That makes it all very confusing. Um, what was I saying? I forgot. You have to pardon me. You know, I'm old and senile and all. That. Uh, no, but seriously, like, you know, 100,000 years ago, Okay, so 100,000 years ago, you and a band of people and your tribe are out, but I mean the warriors or the hunters. You're out hunting game, and so you bring down some big mammal, some kind of dick, or a deer-like sort of animal, antelope, and you don't have a fire going or anything, but I mean that's kind of. I know it sounds weird. It's kind of a modern invention. So use your sharpened stones, whatever you use, and cut off the pelt, and then take big hunks of meat and you eat them. And what I've noticed, like you know, this there are cultures on Earth right now that are hunter gatherers. So we've studied them, and I've read the studies. Interesting, seen the photos, and what you do is you eat what you got, and that interested me was that this one tribe that had a bunch of journalists following it. I mean, it was real friendly and everything. Um, they would grab a length of intestine and eat it, including the fecal matter inside. And I mean, did people die? I don't think so. I mean, they wouldn't do that if they were finding it to be a fatal experience. All this sanitation and cleanliness that Westerners, Northerners, whatever you call us, expect is a bit absurd. That's my humble opinion. Anyway, this is life in a subsistence place like this little village here in Panama. I should give you a little picture of it. But since I got this focus on what I'm doing, I'll leave it alone for the moment. Okay, that's one, two. Oops, I know I got more. Holy moly. Wait a minute. I'm not kidding either. I mean, what you're seeing here is like, I can't remember if it's I can't remember if it's $2 worth of yucca. I think it's like $2. It's either two or three or four, but it's just not a lot of money. And really, in the end, you end up with a fair amount of yucca. I'm no good at knife sharpening, so for like, what do they cost? $1.99, $1.99 for this knife. So I buy every month when I go shopping. I buy another paring knife and occasionally a long knife. Everything is cheap here. The exploitation is it exists, but it's in other realms. It's like cars, American style junk food, smartphones, stuff like that. But if you want to live like this, sitting on cement, dirt, whatever, Okay, this one has a lot of bad in it. You might as well just shave it off. No harm done at the price, you know. It's just easier to deal with it at this stage. The next stage is going longitudinally and stripping out the wooden parts. Anyway, this is very Stone Age kind of stuff, you know? And it's hard to argue with it. It's, you know what you need to survive, right? I mean, well, if you live in the United States or a lot of the northern countries, you might not know. I mean, civilized in cities, you might not know. You need to be able to eat. The assumption is generally you need to be able to drink water because it used to be abundant, but now I would add that to the list. You need to be able to eat and you need to be able to drink water. And you need to be able to sleep safely, which is why we were in tribes, because to successfully hunt and gather, a tribe was very handy. Even if it was just a couple warriors who brought down the meat, or, you know, other parts of the tribe who found the. I'm not sure how many vegetables we ate back then. Meat was important. Meat's always important. But but to sleep safely requires people, you know, animals, dogs, so that when everybody's sleeping, or most everybody, and an enemy or a predator sneaks up on you, the alarm is raised. And that's all you need. You need food and you need a safe place to sleep. That's a rule of survival. I mean, most city dwellers don't get that. They think of their internet and smartphones, and I mean, I don't know, consumer goods. I mean, I was never really much of a consumer, but I grew up in the United States, so I know that. But now I'm in Panama, and like today here in Panama, in this my pueblo, my small village, the electricity went off in the morning, and I figured it might not come on till pretty late in the evening, but it came on like around 1 or 2 p.m., which kind of surprised me in a happy way. Okay, so let's see. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can. Huh? I can't see the screen very well, but anyway, there's the ones I just cleaned up, and it's because of all the pests here, bugs and ants and predators and shit. Um, I try to get rid of all this trash pronto quico, you know. Okay, so uh, before, by the way, my name's Frederick Ermlich, you know, Fred Ermlich, and I love making these videos and just sharing my Latin experience. I mean, we got kids next door. They have birds hanging in a bird cage under that bush, and they sit on the curb. Uh, they're kind of involved with smartphones, but I mean, what am I going to tell you? This is what the houses typically look like here. I got some projects in mind, so I don't mind sharing this at all. I forget. Let's see. I'm in number 25. This is called Residencial Los Bosques, which means, I don't know, a pueblo in the forest. And I mean, I guess it qualifies as a forest. And you can see the houses are all of the same design. They're cement block, cement floors, cement walls, steel girders in the roof, and steel roofing screwed down. Because we have had what you would call hurricanes, but this is an amazingly clement place. The climate is, oh my God. I mean, global warming and all that stuff. Uh, it simply hasn't happened here. Today, it never got hot. I don't know what it got up to. Maybe to 80. This is the inside of my house here. That's my office. I'm a floor dweller. I can't explain it. I don't do 3 dimensions, so a good part of my life I've slept on the floor, lived on the floor. All my writing happens here in this bed. You see? Right under the microwave. What can I tell you? I'm a mad scientist. That's what I could tell you. What else? I mean, I would terminate this, but I need my mouse. Now, I found the mouse, and I hope you enjoy the view out the window. I saw a total lunar eclipse. No, like 95% lunar eclipse like 2 days ago or something. Because this is, what is it? 11/23/2021. So I think it was like a couple days ago. It was spooky. I mean, it looked like a partial moon, except it had like a straight line. Very interesting. At any rate, thank you for watching my video, and I'm going to sign off right now. Bye-bye. Fred Ermlich, and my email is gargoyleplex, GARGOYLPLEX, gargoyleplex, at protonmail, PROTONMAIL.com. And if you want to talk to me, write to me. And I'm unreliable about checking my email, but I try to. I try very hard. I get all my Medium stuff. I write for Medium. I don't get paid, but I write. And but I'm gonna make a folder and try to divert all that stuff to my best ability. I'm not an organized person. What can I tell you? It's just me. All right. Thank you very much. Bye.